Okay, hey, welcome everybody. Welcome to another rookie roundtable. Every Monday night we do this, 7 p.m. at 6:30. We usually host about 30 minutes for teens to come and brainstorm and share their ideas, what they're up to, and I give them some feedback, some support on how to expand their thinking and how to grow it and take it to the next level. So, in a little bit here, we're going to have JJ share something that he's doing. But to open this up, I want to welcome everybody. For those of you guys that are regulars here and all the Legends Mastermind peeps, thank you very much for always supporting and being here. Sup, Dwight, Andrea, Lyle, Roberto, I see you guys. Giselle, Alexis, let's see who else is here. Jessica, really, really great to see all of you here. Okay, so as people still fills in here, anybody that is new, welcome to the Legends community. Now that you're here, you're gonna be infected by the spirit in which we conduct ourselves and try to show up in the world. We've been doing this call for coming on 2 years. So actually this month, October, what, Nick? 21st?
Um, sorry.
Anyways, the third week of October makes 2 years for this call, and we are going to do something special. Nick is going to make a really cool
23rd.
video of the journey. What'd you say, Nick?
October 23rd.
October 23rd. So we really want to make that call like lit. We are going to celebrate a lot of people. We're actually going through to see who's actually been on the most Monday night calls. So we'll do like a little celebration and shout out to all the people that have been here and supported growing this community. It's been such an honor to be able to share my knowledge in real estate with everybody. And then people that I have met, that I've done deal with, that have invested and become partners with us in our deals. It's truly an honor to be able to host this call with you guys. Most of the times what it looks like is we start off with me kind of just giving a little bit of context of what this call is as we wait for people to continue to join, all the late peeps. And then we go through what today's going to look like. Okay, so the reason why I started this call is because there was a point where sometime during COVID, I was living in Peru, and when I came back to the States, I saw a huge contrast. Like living in Peru, like people living on so little and still smiling and laughing, and then coming back to the States where people have so much and are always complaining about not having enough. And also, we live in one of the wealthiest countries in the world where we don't really respect our elders in a way that we take care of them. Right. So for me personally, I just felt a huge calling to teach what I know about real estate and investments and how do I create a life where you're not tied to the system, but you have the system working for you. Right. So I've been living like this for about 4.5 years now. Some of you guys know my story of how I started in real estate. Then I went into the restaurant business, lost my shirt, lost everything, and then had to restart and built my real estate empire back up. And now I'm at 800 plus units in multifamily, storage, single family, all of those. And I've done just about every single type of strategy in real estate that you can think of. Long-term, short-term development, lease options, all the different creative financings that you hear from Pace and all the other guys out there teaching creative financing, Airbnb, midterm rentals, furnished finders, all of those. Like I've combined a lot of different strategies together, which helped me build a foundation. And one of the ways I was able to build a foundation that I believe is really strong for me is because I actually had nothing. When I was starting back up in real estate, I was $400,000 in debt and I had a 400 credit score, right? This is like basically rock bottom. And I had no income. I started working for a company making $1,200 a month. I couldn't even afford my own. I couldn't afford Verizon cell phone anymore. I had to get off of it, and they wouldn't put me on T-Mobile because my credit score was so shot. I had a friend put me on their family plan, and I had to pay them. That was the way that I had my cell phone. Like it was challenging, but with nothing and owing that much, I was able to climb back in such, you know, I don't know, with like a vengeance coming back. And if that's possible for me, I know it's so possible for everybody here. And I know everybody has their own limitations and what they believe about what's possible, which we're going to talk about that because, you know, I see it. And JJ actually brought it up today. He brought it up of how the projection of limitations is so present in our society today. So, JJ and them, they're raising money for a charity. And the team that they were, I think there's, what is it, four of you guys, JJ?
Yeah, it's four of me. It's me, two of my
So,
classmates, and then my younger brother wanted to be involved too, so we got him involved.
okay, so they're raising for charity. And so JJ's like, yeah, we could raise like 5,000 or 7,000, whatever it was. And the teacher was like, whoa, 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 let's do 400. Right? So that right there, like JJ knows that that is an absurd number to be declaring because he's around this type of environment. He's around all of us that are looking at deals, raising millions of dollars, and his mind is expanded in what he believes is possible. He's like, we could do 10,000, right? He's going to declare 10,000, but think about the majority of our society, what we're projecting onto the next generation, onto other people around us by projecting our limitations, right? Maybe the teacher, like how is the teacher going to not encourage uh them wanting to raise 5,000, right? But instead shooting them down. It's basically like someone picking up a microphone and about to speak publicly, and before they even do, you shut them off. You shut them down. And this is the type of stuff that people carry with them for years and years and years. And I haven't shared this story in a while, but one of my good friends, Faisal, who has been on these calls, he wanted to be a sales guy in his company because he was like, they're so cool. They drive the good cars. They're the cool people when they go to happy hour, all the sales guys. Right. And then he went up and was like, hey, it's so cool that you guys are sales guys and I want to be a part of it. And the guy was like, you're never going to be a sales guy. And he carried that on with him for like 10 years. Right. So, like, we have to be so present and conscious about what we're speaking out to people because it's going to reinforce it in our own mind and we limit ourselves. So, me being able to climb from negative $400,000 with a 400 credit score to building 20,000 a month in income through real estate within a 3-year period, if that's possible, I don't think that many of you are as rock bottom as where I was there. Okay, like living in a 175 square foot utility room with a 95-pound dog, right? Like my bed touched my dishwasher. Like when my bed was down, my Murphy bed, the front door does not open. That's like the space I was living in for like 2 years. And I had to come back. But the way that I did it was I was able to leverage my knowledge and my experience and my failures and all of it. And I packaged it into a story that had people believe that, wow, if he can overcome this, if I'm inspired by that story, then I want to invest with him and I want to be a part of his comeback story. And that's how I rolled it up. And it took 3 meetups for me to get my first investor. I decided to stop feeling sorry for myself. I've watched thousands of hours of Robert Kiyosaki, Chris Crone, Grant Cardone, all of that on YouTube at the time. And Grant was nowhere near where he is now. But he was talking about sales and he was talking some motivational stuff. And that's what I was watching. And I was like, okay, I'm no longer going to blame anybody. I'm going to go and do this. So I put together little meetups for real estate in a little room. And I had the chairs in the U shape. And it's funny, Facebook had just reminded me a couple days ago of that 6-year thing that I did. And I was in front of the room There was like 12 people in the first one, then there was like 20 people, then there was 36 people. And on that third meetup that I did, the first person invested in something that I was doing in a single family house. $46,000. And I had to convince them to use their credit too, because I had no credit, I had no money. So they had to use their credit and they had to use their own money. And we were 50-50 partners on all profits. Right? Anything that we make, of course, he gets paid back first if we were on an exit. And then everything else is 50-50. On the cash flow, we split 50-50. They do zero work. And that first person is now in 4 deals with me. And that was like 6 years ago. I turned that $46,000 to 4 deals now. And we're still 50-50 on all 4 deals. And I had $0 come out of pocket for that transaction. Okay, and then I was able to do it. He recommended 2 more people to me, and they did it twice. And now, there's probably through my single family comeback, like from doing that, probably about, I don't know, 15 to 17 partners, right, doing that. And then I started building it up, my investor list, without knowing what I was really doing. I had about $700,000 worth of people wanting to invest with me, but I couldn't find deals anymore. It was COVID. I was in Peru. I was like, I don't know what to do. And then I learned the multifamily game. And this is what I'm really passionate about sharing my knowledge with, because now everything all of a sudden is put together. I've done wholesale. I've done lease options. I've done the skip tracing and calling people. I know that is a grind. But when you actually get one of those deals done with like very little money, it's a great foundation. It teaches you about commitment, persistence, about all the things you need to succeed in real estate. And multifamily is the same. Most people want to come in and just think that it's going to be 0 to success right away, but most of us know that it's a grind. Right? It's a grind. Like, like Max is nodding his head. He's in the game. You got to grind and you got to learn. Like when on your way to becoming a millionaire or 10 millionaire or 100 millionaire, it's the journey, it's who you become that is important, less what you achieve. Tony Hsieh, I was reading his book, Delivering Happiness. People that win the lottery, from before they won the lottery to a year after they won the lottery, their happiness is about the same. It's because it's the journey that really matters for all of us. And I hope that I can be an assistant to you guys on this. All right. So that's basically, every time on these calls, I'll share a little bit about myself so that new people get to know me. Old people get to, not old people, but veterans on these calls get to, bring other people on, and everyone gets to know who I am. Maybe eventually I will make an intro video that kind of, Nick will make for me. And we'll have we'll have an intro of all that, all the things I've done, and that'll be cool. But till then, I love sharing, and it gives people the opportunity to jump on, right? From the time that I was talking about myself in this call, we went from 21 to 36 participants, and usually about this time, we'll move on to the topic that we're going to have. So today we are going to talk about value adds. I think somebody requested another conversation too, talk about creative financing in this market. So we can definitely talk about that a little bit. And then what we're going to do is we're going to play a game for about 10 minutes. It's going to be 10 questions and it'll be fast. The leaderboard, okay, whoever wins, we track it for about a quarter. So right now is about that time that we're going to release who's the winner of this last quarter. And then we'll start it over again. So is this the first call of October? Yes, it is. So October 1st ends the quarter. And so today we'll mark the next quarter. Okay, so this will be brand new, Nick. This will be on the next quarter, and then we'll announce the winner. We'll put it together for the next call. So after that, we get to do networking, which means you guys are going to be broken out into rooms of 5 or 6 or 7, depending on how many people are here. And you'll get a chance to answer some icebreaker questions and share about yourself, what you're up to. Those are really, really important. Okay, these breakout rooms, I promise you guys, like, be in more places that allow you to network like this. Everybody's Zoom call should have a breakout room session, because like every one person that you meet, they open up a door to infinity for you. Swear, like infinity. Like there are so many people that I have met that has connected me to somebody else and has gotten me out of crazy, crazy tough situations that I would definitely not have been able to do if I didn't have those people, if I didn't meet those people or meet the person that introduced me to that person. Right. So like meeting new people, extremely, extremely important. It's probably the best thing you can do on these calls. And getting to know me and getting me to know you. Because if you know me and I know you, that means I can flow my resource over to you. All right. So, all right. Based on the question here, what we're going to start with. So Nick's going to start kind of writing down questions. So you want to start paying attention to what is going to be talked about here. And then, see if you guys are paying attention with the game. Okay. So we talk a little bit about creating creative financing first. There are plenty of ways to do creative financing. And on our deal tank call on Saturday, actually TJ dropped some gold nuggets about creative financing. So if you're not part of the deal tank community, Nick, if you can put the deal tank link in there and watch the replay from this last week, you will learn so much about creative financing. And you're like, whoa, that's possible. Okay, all the things that Pace is teaching, all the things that all the guys are teaching out there in creative is so popular right now because traditional financing is not working. All right, so how do you fund a deal? Through creative financing. You can do creative financing on the equity side. You can also do creative financing on the debt side, right? How do you put everything together? Where do you bring the money in to buy a deal? If you can't go through the bank, right? So what's your net worth? Does the interest rates work for you? All of those things, does it work for you? And some of the creative financing is great because if you are selling a property, creative financing helps you get your price, if not more. Okay. And one of the things I heard this weekend is the reason why, okay, if you're going to make an offer on a deal, and I'll just kind of share what TJ shared on Saturday's calls. If you're buying a $190,000 property, you can either put an offer for $160,000 cash or $205,000 seller financing, right? One of those, and you do principal only. The thing about it is that either way, you are going to overpay. Okay, if you're gonna put $167,000 cash, you're gonna borrow that, okay, from a hard money. You're going to overpay, and you're gonna pay somebody else. Rather, why wouldn't you pay the seller? Right? Give the seller a little bit more money. Ask for principal only, and get just create a payment plan for it. So it's not even interest. You're like, I could pay the interest to the bank or to a hard money lender, but I'd rather pay it to you. So let's do it with a higher offer, okay, and pay principal only. All right, so that's going to be attractive for sellers. You got to think about when you're doing creative financing. It's not for me. Okay, if you think about it, this is why outward focus is always, whatever space you're in, if you're ever hurting or if you're ever going through stuff, like focusing outwards always gets you out. If you feel like you don't have enough time, go donate your time. You'll realize, wow, I have so much time. You feel like you don't have enough money, try to donate, your energy or money, right? And see like, wow, okay, I am actually pretty blessed. It's all a shift in the mind. So think about creative financing in that way. Like, how do we make it a win-win? Let me focus on the win for the seller, and then I'm going to focus on a win for me, and then I'm going to focus on a win for the next buyer coming in or whoever's going to be, buying from me or however I'm going to exit, okay, or tenants. Just create win-wins across the board and think about the wins. Anytime anybody has questions, you can just raise your hand. But creative financing, there are so many different ways to do it. There's lots of different hard money lenders in the multifamily space. Now we're tapping into private equity from overseas. Okay. private equity, family offices from Singapore, if they invest into a property or something in their own country, they are going to be negative cash flowing. You buy a property in any major city in Asia, you will be negative cash flowing. It's like buying in New York City. You're not looking for cash flow, they're only looking for appreciation plays. So if they're going to look for cash flow, where do they go? They come to the United States and they get 3 or 4% on their money, and they're like, wow, that's great. Happy with that. Right? How do we, if you had 10 million, $100 million, you want 3 to 4% risk-free cash flow. That's just what happens when you get bigger and bigger. You value peace of mind more than you value the returns. So when you think about raising capital from family offices, and I've been around a lot of them and private equity lately, they are not looking at deals. Okay, if your deal is 15, 16, 17 IRR, 20 AAR, and 2x over 5 years, you have made the same exact pitch deck as everybody else. And they could care less about that. What they want to see is they want to see vision, and they want to see a mission. Why you're investing, what about this property? They're not caring about the returns. And who's on your team? Who are you? 3 out of 5 of their criteria is based on you as the operator. Who are you? Why are you doing this deal? So I think just a little bit of a shift, because we've been talking, and Grant and everybody's teaching deal first, get control of the deals. And actually I met somebody today that has outbid and has taken more than 5 to 10 deals from Grant. That Grant lost the deals because his whole thing is control the deal, whatever it takes, control the deal. And then he retrades when he gets it under contract. And it's kind of made a name. He's made a name for himself doing that. And yes, he's still Grant Cardone. Everybody loves doing a deal with him, blah, blah, blah. He can do it. But now, they're giving deals to people that don't do that, have better reputation, and that offer less. Because they're like, oh, Grant is, I don't believe he's actually going to go with that number. All right. So that's just what I heard today while I was sitting in the office with a family that their portfolio is $7.6 billion. And they compete with Grant on almost every deal he's looking at in Florida. Grant is always at the table, and they're always at the table. So it's really interesting. And this is just from one person's point of view. I'm not saying he's bad or nothing. Like I'm in Grant Cardone's mastermind, and I plan on renewing again at the end of this year. So it's, I don't have any ill intentions, but I'm just talking about hopefully with what I'm sharing, you guys, find the way that you want to be seen, right? Like reputation is like the most important thing once you get to a certain level. Actually, you know what? I take that back. In any level, reputation is the most important thing. Because as you get to that higher level, they're going to look at you. They're going to look at if you show up on time. They're going to look at, like if you are putting money in the deals, if you have experience and track record, what people are saying about you. Like it's so easy to find out nowadays. And what's cool about social media now is that yes, it's so much, but it's also like everybody is out there. And it kind of holds people accountable, right? Like very fast, if you guys were to ask around about me, like information will be given to you very quickly, right? If any of you, like it's if we're all on social media, if you're doing anything, somebody sees it. All right, so we can talk more about creative financing maybe on a Thursday underwriting call or back on Saturday when we have time. But I wanted to go into today's conversation is how do we create value add strategies in multifamily? All right, so what does value add mean? Right, value add is how are you going to increase the bottom line? So actually, let me back up for a second. Your net operating income in multifamily determines the evaluation of your property. It's less like single families where depending on what properties are selling down the street, that's what your property is going to be worth. It's more like, how you doing with the operations? Okay, like how much can you generate in net operating income? That's your total income minus your total expenses. What is that number? So value add is anything that you can do to increase your NOI. Okay, that's value add. So that means either you're going to increase the rents, okay, in the property throughout the course of the year, or you're going to decrease the expenses. Okay, now let's do some examples. One of the examples is, let's say there's a space that could be utilized, and I'll use it for single family real quick, just for the sake of understanding. If you had a basement or if you had an attic that you can create into a living space and rent out, that would be value adding to this property. Make sense? Now, in a multifamily space, it's kind of the same. What can I do? Can I increase the rents by renovating a unit? Okay. Or can I increase the rents by making management better? All right. These are some more examples. So can I increase rents by, or at least the efficiency of rents, less vacancies by changing and fixing up curb appeals? Okay. So that's another way. And I wrote down a couple more. So let me just, look up what I wrote. Okay. So the renovating the units, doing the curb appeals, adding amenities. Okay, so you can add like a dog park, you can add valet trash, you can add prefer parking. These are all things that you can do to increase the NOI. Now, maybe it's only $25 a unit, but if you have 100 units, that's $2,500 a month, and it comes out to like 30 something thousand a year. All right, so that itself is huge. If you have a 5 cap on this property, $30,000 increase is a $600,000 increase in the valuation. So in a 100 unit building, you increase some kind of rents, okay, your income by $25 a unit. That's about $600,000+ in evaluation. See, you guys can see how like multifamily, you can scale multifamily like this. And how do we increase by $1 million? Right. This is what I shared also. And this is, I learned this from Grant, which is if you take 32 units, okay, and you increase the rents by $100. Okay, so you increase 32 units by 100. That is $3,200 times 12. It's 38,400 divided by. Okay, sorry, you got to increase by $200. My bad. 32 units. Increase it by $200. That's 3,200. 32. Wait, sorry. 200. Okay, that's $6,400. Okay, times 12. That's 76,800, and you divide it by a cap rate. That's 1.5 million. So if you take 32 units and increase it by $200, that's what you get. Now, if you take 64 units and increase it by $100, you also get that same number. $50, you also make 1.5 million. So that's why the more doors, the more you make every time you change that number. So that is what a value add is. Now, on the opposite end, okay, so you have your ways to increase income. Valet trash, $10. Preferred parking, close to, covered parking, whatever it is, $25. Then you do, you can put a laundry machine in there, or you could put a dishwasher in there, charge an extra $100, $150. Right? Think about that for a second. Let's say one unit, you put a dishwasher in there, it's $150, and you're able to increase the rent on that unit by $50. Okay, because you put a dishwasher in. That is like one of the best investments you can make. That value add itself costs you $150. You make that back in 3 months. But what does the evaluation look like? 50 times 12, that's $600 extra a month. You already made you already made 4 dishwashers over on this. Then you divide this by 0.5, by a 5 cap. 5 cap is, represented by 0.05 in a calculator. You made $12,000 for a $150 dishwasher. Now you take that and change it to 100 units. What is that? Times 100. That's $1.2 million by adding a dishwasher on a 100 unit. Right? So those are the value adds in multifamily, and this is how you calculate it. What else can you do? You can decrease the expenses on the other side. All right, feel free to raise your hand, by the way, if you are confused by any of the calculations, things like that I'm doing. Okay, good. Everybody understands. And if you don't understand cap rates and all that, like, ask that question too. We talk about this a lot. Oh, sorry. Javier, can you hear me? I got disconnected for a second.
Yeah, now, yeah, I got frozen, I think.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Alex. Hey, I have been trying to really like have the most accurate way of getting the cap rate, which I still don't get, like, because of the value that they offer, for example, for the properties. Mostly when I'm thinking of buying or investing with a group, I really don't know how to know the cap rate if they're giving me the value that they want to give me. So
Yeah. Well, thank you, Alice. One of the things, first of all, a cap rate is not set in stone. Cap rate basically just determines how much you're going to offer on a property and how much they're offering. And then there's a market cap rate, which is what people have been selling for. Right? For example, if I was like, these properties are going for $100,000 a unit, that doesn't mean I can't get $150 a unit. Or that doesn't mean somebody may not sell for $80 a unit. Right? So it's that the cap rate isn't set in stone, but the higher the cap rate, the lower the cost, the price. Okay, so just remember this first. The lower the cap rate, the higher the price. Because basically what you're saying is, for this price, I'm willing to get a 2% return. So that's a 2 cap. And then for this price, if I'm willing to get a 5% return, your price has to come down because I need the same property to be lower in expenses so my returns are higher. That's the cap rate. Now, the other thing that we have to know is interest rates versus cap rates. If interest is going to cost you 7% and you have a 5 cap, okay, I'm not saying it won't cash flow, but if it was 100% interest and 100% cap, 5 cap, you will 100% have a 2% negative cash flow, right? But the reason why 5% cash flow still cash flows in a 7% interest rate environment is because we actually put money down, so our loan is smaller. So the loan is not 100% of the purchase price, which allows you to pay a little bit less in cap rate. So you can say, okay, I'll take it for 5 cap. And that's why people are selling it for that, because every percent that you come down, if you guys just take a calculator, okay, and you take $1 million, right? And if you're selling it for a 5 cap, basically times 0.05, you're saying that the NOI of the property is $50,000. Okay, now if the same $50,000 that I'm going to make in NOI, I want a lower cap, so let's do a 4 cap instead. So divided by 0.04. That means I'm willing to pay $1.25 million for $50,000 of NOI, right? That's a 4 cap. At a 5 cap, that would be $1 million. At a 6 cap, it would be like $750,000. So you see how the higher the cap rate, the lower the price. Okay, so you're trying to get a higher cap rate when you're making an offer because you're lowering their offer. because it's got a cash flow. Right. So typically the better quality the property, the lower the cap rate's going to be. As you get to, and this is why you don't tell your broker, hey, give me anything that is 7 cap and over, because they will give you properties that are in crazy distress and or non-occupied or in a very, very bad neighborhood falling apart. Right. And that's just, in my experience, that's not where you make money. The properties that I have spent the most amount of money and that I thought I kind of overpaid were actually always the best properties I've ever had. Right? There's a reason why I had to overpay to win that property, because it's in the better location, it's got better views, it's got whatever of it in the neighborhood is better. Now, I'm not saying to always buy the highest end, but you got to know what you want to get into. So, we will actually talk about more about buy boxes in our mastery program this coming up this next month, right? So the second phase of our program is going to be about that deeper underwriting, and how do we what's our buy box, right? And where. Okay, so does that answer your question? Okay, cool. Frazier, go ahead, brother.
So with the cap rate, like for instance, if you're looking at a property and it's $32 million and they're saying that their cap rate is 6.
Okay, so $32 million, right? You're saying 32 million?
32 million.
Okay, so 6 cap means that they should have a 1.92 million NOI. Right?
Yeah.
So you're okay, cool. If it's a 6 cap and it brings me 1.92 million on this property, I'm gonna get a 5-6% interest rate. I'm gonna cash flow this thing. If it's in the property I love, okay, let's do it. And then you're gonna go in and find out, do they actually return 1.92 million? Because more than likely that's a projected number. Okay, if you're reading it off an OM, they're projecting that you can get to a 6 cap, and that's where they're selling you on. And you're like, I found out that this property is only generating $1.5 million in NOI. I'm willing to pay your 6 cap. How much am I willing to pay for this property? So 1.5 million divided by 0.06. Hey, man, I can give you 25 million for this property. I would give you a 6 cap if that's what I'm going into. You're telling me it's 1.9 million. But really, when we look at the financials, it's 1.5. So 25 million is where I would be on that property at a 6 cap. You're saying 6 cap. I'm agreeing with 6 cap, but you didn't give me the real numbers. So we have to retrade. Right? Fine. Now you may be like, okay, there's definitely, I know the area. I know we can make so much more than this 1.9 million. We'll go up to 28 million. And then you stay there and you see where they are. Right? Like patience is a huge part of today's game. You got to know your market really well and be patient. Allow yourself to learn about your market. And the only way you're going to learn is underwrite a whole bunch of deals, lose a whole bunch of deals, and see what comes back onto the market, see what's going on. Like you got to give it time. Like if you haven't had a lot of real estate experience, you need the time to learn. And then you just keep coming to these types of rooms and meet new people so that your time gets accelerated. That you can lean off of people's track records and the time that they spent. That's the most important thing. All of us with money is looking to compress time. Also, what deals are closing in your area to refresh the typical? Yes. So when you see that, thank you, Ken. That's a good point. To know what has been closing in the last 6 months gives you a typical cap rate in that area. Now, it does not mean that the cap rate will definitely be there, but it just means there are buyers buying the same type of assets for that cap rate. That means if you don't buy it, somebody else probably will. And then you have to ask yourself, how much do I love this deal? So a lot, last week on our call on Tuesday, I was talking about how there are so much of this game that is intangible that you can't see, that it takes like training and years of being in this industry to really understand it. You know, and that's part of it. Like, what is the story of the seller? Why are they selling? You know, because maybe if I find out what position and what they're struggling in, then, you know, I can negotiate. I have a better place to negotiate from. This is why we always look at how much money do they owe? When is their loan maturing? When their loan is maturing is probably the most important information you can find in deals today. So just if you guys want to write that down, always look for when their loan is maturing. Because in today's market, okay, whoever's loan is maturing and they have to either refinance or sell, they're losing 20, 25, 30% evaluation on their money, on their property, because interest rates are so high. So whoever's loans are maturing are 100% coming into some kind of struggle, right? And so let's see. They can tell you all the story they want, that, oh, you know, they're having a fight, they're getting old, they want to retire. Okay, cool. I'll wait till their loan matures and then tell me that they're still going to retire, and I'll buy it. I'll buy the deal. All right, like that's totally one way you can go about it. So patience is huge on that. All right. Okay, any other questions?
Yeah, if they have the, like, if you find deals like that, and then, like, because I've never actually called a broker, so I don't know exactly what to say when calling a broker, because I've found two what look like exceptionally good deals, but I really don't know what to do from finding it to, like, how do I call the broker? What kind of things do I say? Like, I have no idea.
Okay, did you napkin underwrite it?
I attempted to, but like it's based off of bare minimum information. So like I think what I need to get is the offering memorandum, or do we
Well,
go
usually
that
you will see
far?
the offering memorandum first. What you want to get is the rent roll and the trailing 12, the T12.
Okay.
Okay, usually that's enough of financials to help you. Now, you can underwrite. This is why I tell you guys want to look in your backyard first, because you can underwrite the deals based on what you know about the markets and what it's going for rents. Okay, so that's huge. Elise, welcome. Good to see you. So yeah, that's what I would do. You know, call the broker, be like, hey, I'm very interested in this deal. I think this has got potential. But yes, calling the broker is something that people wait so long to do. You know, they're like, I don't know what to say. I don't know. You just call them and ask for the financials. Once you've called like 15 brokers, all of that stuff will be gone. Okay, you'll just allow yourself fall on your face as fast and as soon as you can. That's what I would suggest. Like, the more you delay your entire learning process. This game is a people's game. It's not even about deals or money. It's about people. Like everything else, it's people and it's about relationships. So build it. You're going to learn how do you be authentic in a space where you don't know what the hell's going on. Right? Like practicing that, because what ends up happening, yes, ROR, return on relationships. What happens for most people is we feel like we have to be perfect. So we go and be inauthentic to a broker, and we sound like dumbasses because what we're saying and what we're doing are not congruent, and what we know are not congruent. So it's actually better to always be authentic. You know, I always speak like, be authentic. You know, I know there's a wanting to be like, oh, I have this, I'm on a team with this, and wanting to express yourself as greater, but it's better to let them know where you're at, right? Because a lot of people actually want to help. And in today's market, they want to. And you guys being on this call means you are surrounded by people that are doing deals. There are people on this call that have a lot of units, that have a lot of experience. So you being here is all part of your learning and growing, like, and compressing your time. Don't waste time. We got like such a tiny amount of time to really build our legacy and our empire, and to decide what we're going to leave behind. All right, so cool. Yeah. So, make sure you keep continuing to put I'll help for sure that 2% commission on the buyer side. Yeah. So, okay, Ken, you are a buyer broker. So, it's cool. Like a realtor. Yeah, I've paid 10% to a broker before for a deal because I know the numbers and I know it so well that if it takes that for me to get the deal and it works, the number works, I am going to overpay for that. Like, I just won't lose it. I won't lose it over a couple $100,000. Yeah, Ken, it was. So, I've done it. And it's funny because literally a week before, somebody was like 2-3% for a buyer broker. That's ridiculous in commercial. I'm like, yeah, if you don't know how to write your numbers, because sometimes if you can get a great deal and you're struggling with, oh my God, I don't want to overpay a broker. Like, you got to get all of that out. Okay. Most of the times, yes, you do not want to be paying like 6% on a commercial deal. That's just like a little bit on the greedy side. But you also got to know the deal and what they're willing to do for you. And that's why relationships are important. Okay. Let's see what else. Okay, so back to our conversation of value adds, right? The other side of value add is decreasing your expenses, because decreasing your expenses also increases your net operating income, which ultimately increases the evaluation. What can you do to decrease expenses? So one of the things you can do. Oh, yes. Hold on, JJ. I'm going to get to you in a second. One of the things you can do is you can do some sort of energy efficient thing. You can go solar on your property. Okay. Solar decreases your electric bill and it actually will increase a different niche buyer for your property. Okay. Or you may get some credits back from the government. All right, so that's one way to do it. You can also do, they have water conserving like toilets, things like that. If you can do that, that's going to cause your water bill to go down a little bit. Even if you save $5 a unit, like I said, what's $5 a unit across 200 units? That's big money that you're going to save. Okay, another thing that is pretty popular to do in Vegas is you remove grass and plants that need water completely and replace it with different landscaping. Okay, you can put artificial grass on there. So by putting that in, all of a sudden you don't have to water the grass anymore. And it looks good because there's not that much water, right? The city is going to give you some sort of rebate for doing that. Okay, they actually pay for whatever you replace your grass with. Okay, so knowing these regulations, knowing the things that you can get is going to help you. Now you save on water. You save on water. You also increase your curb appeal. That's a plus on both sides. That's another value add. What else? Who else can think of some value adds from the saving expense side? Okay, so different types of technology systems might save you operational expenses too. Right? Yeah, offering cable, internet, like maybe you charge it back to the tenants, right? So there's something called RUBS. You can charge utilities and stuff back to the tenants, or maybe you want to include it so that you can increase your occupancy, right? So different, depends on what you need. Okay, 1 second, Fraser. Let me just finish my train of thought. You can also improve yeah, so yes, JJ, I just shared that. You can also improve like operations, things like that. This is where, if you look at a property and their expenses are like 70%, you can come in and make it better. Okay, because no property really should be operating at 70 expense unless it's a hotel. Okay, multifamily should not be doing that. Storage should definitely not be doing that. So you know that they're doing something wrong with their operations, that you can save money by decreasing expenses. You can make money. Yes, so adding an Amazon hub, that would be on the income side. You can generate more income from the property. Right? I know one of my buddies, every single storage deal and every single multifamily deal he does that has mixed use, he will put like a UPS store there. So either, he's running it or he has somebody run that to increase cash flow because, it's going to bring a lot of traffic at the same time. And it's fairly inexpensive to put a UPS store in your location. I don't know. I never done it, but I just heard he's like, dude, I can make up to $20,000 a month with it if he was to maximize everything that UPS has. Yeah. So from cover parking to reserve parking, that's what I share. All that was on the income side. Yeah, we're trying to figure out how we can do it through savings, right? So saving on the expense side. Okay, go ahead, Frazier.
So there's lots of ways you can do that, especially with water conservation, like aerators on taps, water saving, shower heads. There is also energy efficient heat pumps, which can do heating and cooling. There are mini split systems, and people say, well, yeah, the cost is so expensive for those things. Well, yes, but the energy efficiency on those things are ridiculously good. There's solar shades, there's new windows, like new doors. Preventing the heat or cooling loss in the building is huge, right? Insulation in the attic space, if it's been compacted or non-compacted, whatever the walls are in the walls can also affect that too. So there is quite a few ways to do that. There's ways to do it that you don't even have to actually open up the walls. They've got a new system, a spray foam that you can actually inject it into the wall without having to open your wall.
So look, Frazier, you're still new in this game, right? You're still trying to figure out how to underwrite and do all those things.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Okay. But look, what you just shared right there is valuable to a team, especially if you know how to do it and all of that. There's no doubt why you shouldn't be on a team and be able to get in a deal without even knowing how to underwrite the deal. Right? Everybody has an area of excellence. You have something to offer for a team, everyone here. And right there, what Frazier just shared, you should be sharing that all the time. You should actually start leaning more into that and figure out more of it. I don't know, maybe even start a company that's just consulting to increase NOI. I thought about doing that in Vegas. I was just going to do that because you would be able to get clients that will be like, wow, he knows a lot. Either I want him on my team or I want him to come and I'll hire him as a consultant to do it. Or maybe you provide the services, whatever, right? That's gonna generate a new business. And then what you also get is you're gonna get probably you'll be the first to know if they want to sell. You'll know their financials. If you know their financials, you know what's gonna make them sell. You know where they're at. You know if they're struggling, if they're excelling. All right, be like, hey, listen, we can increase your NOI this way. And if you understand the relationship of NOI to purchase price, hey, look, I see that your loan is here. You probably put this amount of money in and you raise this much money. But if we can increase the NOI like this, then you sell your property at this price, you're going to get a 2.5x return on for your investors in 2 years. And then all of a sudden they're like, who the hell is this Frazier guy? And you don't even know how to underwrite a deal. You just know the very basics. Right. So I just want to say, like, it's not that complicated of a game, but everyone here has some sort of skill set. Maybe yours is not in the construction NOI increasing side. Maybe yours is just bookkeeping. Maybe yours is just like you love to create, you make awesome pitch decks and you're so good with Canva. Nobody makes a better Canva thing than you. Well, that's very important for a team too. Exactly. Nick makes all of my stuff. I mean, so whatever it is that you think you can bring to a team, always share with everyone that this is what you do. You want to be known for that until you get onto a team and you learn in a deal. Okay? Because too often is everybody asking, you know, what can I do for you? Like literally, I just said it on a call. Please don't ask me what you can do for me. Tell me what you can do, and then I'll see if it's for me. Like I don't want the extra assignment. I got enough stuff going on than to figure out what you can do for me. And then literally after I said that on a call, somebody gets on a one-on-one call with me and goes, hey, so seriously though, what can I do for you? What are you missing on your team? Like, dude, I just said it that I don't really want to put my brain power into figuring out how I can make you a part of my team. Right? Either you're just going to show up and you're going to be an exceptional person that I'm always going to remember. And then you're going to tell me what you do. You know, now what you're saying, Frazier, I'm like, huh, that's interesting. There's probably a spot for somebody like this on my team. You share about that long enough, I promise you, somebody that is listening on some call is going to be like, yeah, we probably could use this guy. Let's give him, you know, let's bring him on. You know, let's either contract him first or let's just bring him onto the general partner team. This is why this game is so awesome, because everybody is looking to put people on teams. They want teammates rather than paying for your service. I'd rather just have you on my team. Like our fund that we're starting, I went through a bunch of different attorneys that I wanted to use that I thought they were great. And all of them just wanted to charge for service. I'm like, yeah, well, that doesn't fit my team and what I want. And then I got one awesome attorney, their group, and the managing partner was like, yeah, I'll be a GP on your team. I'll charge all of your expenses on the back end. I'm like, oh, great. So now I come up with less money up front. Yes, I will give you your GP position for that. You know, and I'd rather have somebody like that I'm not a client, I am a partner. And I think most people that are doing deals are in the same place. We're putting money enough towards the deal that anything we can save and bring it on the back end when the money is raised, when we're closing, that will be preferred. And if that's the case, great. And now they're going to make more money, because they're still going to get paid for their fees. And then now they got a 7.5% stake on a $100+ million fund for the GP table, for the GP side. All right. So that's, you know, first is the mindset. Like the team mindset is so important in this game. And until you guys learn that, it's going to be hard to be on a team. It's going to be hard for people to figure out what your values are. But you know, as you learn the little things in these, you know, on these types of on these calls, I'm not the only one that's teaching this. There are a bunch of other people. Who do you gel with? There's different people in their rooms, right? So check them out, connect with other people, and figure out where you want to be. So that's like the best advice I can give. Like I was going around trying to figure out who I wanted to partner with in the very beginning. I was very fortunate to find a great team right off the bat. You know, now I invested in some deals that may not have been so great, but I found a great team. And it's really helped me launch. It's the reason why I was able to create, you know, 800 units AUM in like 16 months. All right. So, all right, you have a last question, and then I'm gonna let JJ share something. Go ahead, Frazier.
It's more of a statement. Yesterday, me and Javier were talking on our call, and he's got quite an interesting skill set with his psychology, but not only that, but he's got an artistic background. And we were talking about how he could use that in multifamily, and I think he's got a truly unique way of using that, and I hope that he shares it with you guys. I'll let him share it with you because I think it's important for him to share, but he knows what I'm talking about.
I mean, look, when you guys break out into your breakout rooms, you know, one of the questions that I like for icebreaker questions is like, What's your hidden talent? What's your superpower? Right? And then it kind of does an icebreaker, but lean into what you think your contribution would be on a team. Talk about that. Maybe you can say, hey, I'm doing a bunch of deals. I'm looking for blank, 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 or I offer blank, blank, blank. Or I want you guys to connect in that way that you guys can do something together. Start a business together, do a deal together, start a freaking Zoom call together, do a podcast together, whatever. You know, believe that you can find somebody in here that's going to change your life. All right. So always be in the place of curiosity when you meet new people. How can I change this person's life, or how can they change my life? And that's all you need to focus on. It's like so simple doing, networking. Like we have to train our minds to think like that, not, oh, what's this person going to bring to me? Right? What value is this person going to add to me? Like if we always think from that place, it's a mindset that doesn't work. It's a mindset that destroys relationships. It's a mindset that, makes a good deal bad deal. So change that. Okay. One of the things you want to do is I always say, have 10 times more of how can we change each other's lives mindset than what's in it for me mindset. Usually it's the opposite. Our natural, just the way we were brought up, and like what I was sharing, that what the teacher said to JJ, those are the types of things that makes us think what's in it for me 10 times more than how can I be a contribution. And so it's just practice. It takes practice. All right. So I'm going to let JJ share something, but I kind of want to prime it first and help him out with this. So like I was saying earlier, JJ was, he wanted to raise $5,000 for charity, and his teacher was like, no, why don't you do 400? Right. So first of all, I think, and he also believes like, what? You think so little of us and so little of me, like, because he's in this space, right? The other thing I want to do is I want to help him get to his goal. Not only for him, but also to help the teacher out in like, wow, how, you can interrupt thinking. Anytime we can interrupt an automatic, it's beautiful. We are literally we can change people's lives. So, JJ and I came up with an idea to raise this money, and I will pledge one order, okay, which is going to be $100. So JJ, why don't you share what the plan is?
All right. Yo, what's up, guys? So can you guys hear me okay? Just first off.
We'll just share who you are first and everything.
All right, yeah. So my name is JJ Miles. I'm 17 years old, and I've been on these calls for a while. I mean, like, I've been a YouTuber. Like, I want to be a YouTuber one day, so I come on here and I help different people, like, out with social media and stuff. Because I know a lot about that. Like, I'm helping Alex out with his YouTube. Like, people just call me every once in a while. They're just like, hey, what do I do with my YouTube and stuff like that. So, but I got like a larger way of thinking. First off, this charity here is going to build houses and places, or going to build playhouses, like playgrounds and stuff, in places where kids don't have those. Like sort of like Kenya, they don't have a lot of those there. So like sort of giving the kids there an escape from, because some kids live in a harsh reality, and we sort of want to give them an escape. That's sort of what the charity is for, but here's sort of the backstory of it. We were in class. I have the tiniest senior class, one of the tiniest senior classes to ever go through the school. I have 4 kids, right? And we said, oh, it would be cool if we raised 2,400, because we do this charity thing every year where each class raises a certain amount. Whoever raises the most amount for charity, this charity here, wins like a free day or whatever, right? I didn't really care about the free day because I only have like one class, but what was weird about this was I said, hey, let's make our goal $2,400. And then the teacher said, I think that's unrealistic. Let's go for 400. And I was like, wait, what? This is unrealistic. I said, no, let's go for 2,400. And she had put it down as 400 without us knowing. And it's like, she legitimately didn't think we could raise 2,400. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's insane. So I'm like, just because she said that, me and my classmates have been on Discord calls and been grinding, different ways how to make money. We actually got a clothing brand going. And just our team call, we had a banger idea, which was I set up a GoFundMe page, which was our goal is $10,000 we have to raise, and we have 15 days to raise it. If you donate $100, I will make you a 1-minute video, a 1-minute movie, like of whatever you want. If you want me to make like a sort of video about you, I can, like a little commercial. I don't know, whatever you want me to make. Here is the GoFundMe. Tell me if it's working properly. It's the first GoFundMe I ever made, but our goal is $10,000. If you donate $100, I will make you a short movie. I know a lot about editing. I say I'm pretty good at video making. I guess that's for you guys to decide, but that's pretty much what I got. I just want to prove that we can raise $10,000 because the most the school has ever raised is $7,000. And I'm like, I feel like that's a little, like, it's insane, but like I feel like we can do a lot better. And the way the teacher was talking, it made me a little bit angry almost. But
So
yeah.
I think it's, first of all, I think it's amazing that you are like, whoa, don't put that on us. Like we can do this, right? You have a mindset that you believe you can. And we all, as a collective, hearing this story has an opportunity to change a lot of people's lives in terms of mindset, right? We can totally change the entire school's mindset by being a part of, this happening.
Yeah.
So, you're gonna basically be pledging your time to make this thing happen, right? Which is admirable. I think it's awesome that you're willing to make a 1-minute video for somebody. That means you have to help people like figure out what to film and all that, and then have somebody and then edit it and make somebody a 1-minute video. So I will be the first to say I'm gonna pledge $100 to this GoFundMe. So I will, we'll do a 1-minute video for something for sure. And this is great for anybody that wants to get started on either oh, there you go. So you got a couple already. Let's see if we can get 20 people to pledge $100. You get a video. You can put it on your social media, like make it whatever you want. Oh, here we go. Awesome.
Whatever you want. Yeah. Here's my oh wait, I sent it to a direct message. Wait, okay. I'm gonna put my number in the chat. Whoever donated $100, message me, and
yeah,
so I know who.
Put it in the GoFundMe. And put
a link something for the GoFundMe? Did you drop a link?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll drop it again. Yeah. Here it is. Yeah. Super sick. So
look, JJ, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna get you to $10,000. That's 100 people. Now that's a lot of work for you. I know it is.
Yeah.
But we'll
it's
figure
worth
it out.
it.
Yeah, we'll make something happen. So Ken says, can you make a IG Canva post about your charity with a QR code on it? Okay, so that will be something.
I'm working on that right now. Actually, I've been working on that yesterday. So
okay, cool. So what we'll do is on Thursday and Saturday's call, we'll bring this up again for everybody, right? So that way, more people get exposed to what you're doing. If we can get, oh, there you go. Look, you got.
Let's go.
300 or 400. You're breaking the teacher's number already just by tonight being on.
That's so sick. Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think this is an amazing opportunity for everyone to be a part of like life-changing moments, right? And I'm sure JJ is going to end up making a video on YouTube about this, and
for sure.
Yeah. So
Video making right now is actually, you gave me the idea of I made money in it. So I'm gonna be donating the money that I have made inside that video to this charity, and I'll be explaining everything that's happening here. So yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Pretty sick.
So this is super amazing. I think people are already donating and putting that into it. So now look, Fraser's in and done it. So look, now you get to come through. You get to follow through. Okay, this is a big part for you. Is you got to follow through and help and get these videos done in a timely manner for everyone. Because see, one thing is now everyone's seeing you. And when I was talking about how family offices, institutions, they look at you and how you carry yourself and how you deliver and how you're your word, right? So now, like once this whole thing is happening, it's a great project that's going to happen for you, so very proud of what you're doing. and thank you everybody for contributing to this cause. I think it's more than a charity. It's so much more that is
Oh, yeah.
happening. Something great is available for all of us to be a part of. And great job, JJ.
It's JJ.
Yeah, thank you.
And it's JJ.
Yeah.
JJ
Any-
Miles.
Anytime we can support you, man, is a great day.
Thank you. Yeah. My number's in the chat. Wait, can I get a hold of the people who donate on GoFundMe? That's a question.
Yeah, so you let me know if you need, like, people put your names in the GoFundMe when you donate, and then what I'm gonna do, if you can't find them, just
Yeah.
let me know who they are. I should have everybody's
We have
email.
their CRM stuff, so we can always send it to them.
Yeah,
Alright,
we'll
cool.
send it to you. If anybody donated and you need their names and stuff, I'll just do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nick's got that shit on lockdown. He's got everybody's number.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Thank you
So
guys.
we'll
Yeah.
make
for
sure
sure.
to help. We'll make sure to help you with that. All right, Frazier, last question, and then we're gonna go into the quiz game, and then we're gonna go into the breakout room.
I was just gonna say, JJ, if you've got a little video for this,
Mhm.
and you send it to either myself or someone on this team, and it gets to me, I'll post it on my Facebook, my Instagram. I'll make sure it gets out there.
Okay.
I've got a lot of communities that they like to make sure that they donate to good things. So that this is great.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think what you're doing is amazing. Keep it up.
For sure.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
try to get in contact with you.
And for those of you guys that are on the verge of saying yes, trust me, doing this is also going to serve your reputation as well. That you're supporting a team and all this, you can make a great story out of it. So if you're on the verge, just say yes, and then know that you get a cool video for it. All right.
Oh yeah, sick video. This is gonna be so sick.
All right, cool. All right, Nick, you have the quiz ready?
Of course I do.
Okay, so no controversy this time.
Oh, I triple checked this quiz.
Okay.
Triple checked.
All right,
Also,
so
I
guys,
added a little
we're
twist.
gonna play a game real quick, and whether you want to watch it or you want to be a part of it,
No,
feel
you gotta
free.
play. You gotta play.
It's fun.
Mandatory.
So Nick's gonna send a link. It's a little trivia game. It'll be 10 questions.
All right,
Just
so there's
click on-
there's a little twist this week, which I think I'm gonna include every week.
Okay,
So-
we're gonna click it to the brightful.me.
Yeah, every week I'm gonna include one extra question that's a national holiday question based off whatever today's holiday is. So there's 11
Okay.
questions. I made it pretty easy, but there's one question about it's actually an international holiday, but
It is, huh?
there's a lot. I looked it up. There's like 12 holidays today. But I picked a cool one. So every week people will learn a little more about just everything with one question. But I make it too
Oh
hard.
no, Nick. I don't know. I don't know if I can open it.
Alex, you gotta use a different email. Incognito, remember?
No, I mean I'm on my laptop, so it's like
Yeah, Control Shift N or Command Shift N. Oh, because it's slow. Never mind. All right, we got 13 people so far.
Hold on, I can't multitask. Am I gonna be able to play this on the phone? I'm on my phone.
You should. You just can't stay on Zoom.
What do you mean I can't stay on Zoom?
I mean, you can stay on Zoom. You just can't keep Zoom open. You have to go to Safari.
Yeah, okay.
You
dropped
should
that
be
link?
able. You should be able to play. I'll drop it again.
I can't do this shit when we're on a freaking laptop. Now on the phone, forget about it. All right, but I'll play. Okay,
No controversial questions. First week. I'm calling it right here.
thanks for that.
Okay, I'm signing in. One sec.
Yeah, if you're driving, you're exempt.
Okay, I'm in. Forget about it. Okay, let me finish. I can't multitask. I gotta finish this transaction. Oh, forget. JD.
19 people so far.
Action. Oh, shit. Oh,
All
man.
right.
Killing-
Let's give it another like 10 seconds. If you're not in and you're trying to be in, let us know. All right. Hey, I'm gonna share my screen
Oh,
here. but
Alex,
make
it's gonna be so slow. You have bad internet. I would not share your screen.
how are people gonna see? Are you gonna share screen?
No, well, it shows the answer for me like immediately. I mean, I can. Nobody cheat, right? Actually,
Nobody.
no, but everyone's gonna see the answer immediately because
All right,
I
I'll
get the
share.
answers. All right, Alex, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage, but okay.
We didn't start.
Okay, everybody see the game? If you're in the game, look at your own browser. If you're not in the game, you can look at this because you definitely want to stay till the breakout room and meet some new cool people. Okay.
This is going for quarter two? This
Yeah.
all right, so we gotta figure out who the winner of quarter one was.
I don't know. It's quarter three is already finished. Now we're going into Q4.
Really? Oh yeah. Okay. So we gotta figure out who won quarter three.
Okay. All right, let's get this started. Let's give it
Is
like
anyone else having any problems getting in before we start? We got 24 of 38.
Ándale,
Eight.
ándale.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start it.
Lift off. Okay. So make sure to read the settings. At the bottom, there are power-ups. Speed counts.
Oh my God. Everything counts over here.
Okay, rapid fire mode.
Okay.
Make sure you look at the power-ups, read the directions, and then click OK.
Score bonus.
Waiting for 4, 3.
Roberto, Elise, and Luis.
Make sure to click OK.
Ándale, ándale, ándale. I had to put my dog's food on pause. He's like, what happened? I'm like, sorry, we just started playing the game.
All right, I'm gonna skip you the two people then. All righty.
Okay.
Good luck, everyone. Wow. Okay. Crazy first question.
All right.
Oh, I am at a crazy disadvantage. I'm lagging because of
I
the
know.
shared.
Crazy distance. Andrea in first place. I get so tense watching every question to hope I didn't screw up.
Oh, man. I'm sure many of us can relate, I'm sure.
It's a close run for first.
Oh, Jason dropped the double points already. Does this show the answer after we answer it?
I think so. 10 in
Oh.
first place.
My computer is lagging so much, I don't even know if I clicked the answer.
Alex.
The orange dot flashing. Oh, I forgot about it. What happened here?
I gave you guys a throwaway question on this one.
I got nothing here. I can't. All right. My game is frozen, so. But
No. Alex, your
Shit.
share screen is so behind.
Oh,
Wait.
no.
Mine is really like totally fucked up. I don't even see the question. That's it. What is?
It says I used so many seconds when I did not.
I got booted out of the game.
No, Jessica.
Oh, I really did. It totally kicked me out of the game. Like totally. Like
Jessica,
forget.
we're missing you on my social media calls.
Oh man. Oh yeah.
Gotta hop on.
Yeah. I'm gonna make it one of these days.
Next week, next week.
I said you're gonna change it. Are you gonna change it to Wednesdays?
Possibly.
Anyway.
All right. National holiday question.
Oh,
Pictured above, I guess, but
I guess I'm just a spectator right now. Go ahead. Okay, Bella, you get to eat. Come on.
that's right. Happy Guinea Independence Day.
Oh snap. Okay, I'm gonna stop my share because
It's pointless.
oh no. I'm not even in the top 10. This is sad.
You must be connected to the same freaking satellite, all right? Because mine just like booted me out. It froze me, then it booted me out of the game completely. Like done.
No, it's because my iPad Air is so slow.
Are you in Florida still?
Yes, I am. I will be returning to Vegas on Wednesday.
Oh, wow.
I'm not even in the top 10. I haven't gotten one question wrong.
It is the power ups.
Come on. Oh, oh, well, this is kind of
Okay. There's one correct answer. I don't want to hear it. There's a formula.
I mean, throwing a
He
prayer
said
in there.
he said both, Nick.
Like that.
He said both of those answers.
And
Okay.
you stop staring, Alex. Now I can't even see the damn questions. I'm just looking at your faces now.
The
That
lower
one
the
was
cap was,
controversial.
the
All right.
less
That
the
was
pressure.
kind of controversial, but Alex has said it before. It's mainly NOI.
No,
It's mainly NOI.
no, that's not what he said.
I can never win. Okay. Next
No,
week,
you
guys.
can't. There's
Next week.
there's always
Next
going to
week.
be one that messes it up.
Next week. Next week.
Don't worry, Nick. One day.
One day. We will celebrate the day.
Alex, all we can see is your forehead right now and your nose.
Oh, well, I'm in the game. Actually, I don't even know why I'm in the game because I'm not even in top 10. But all right.
I'm in the game,
Congratulations.
but I'm not in the top 10, but it's still fun. I love it.
Whoa, how is Olu got so many points?
Oh,
'Cause she's smart.
taken
That's why she's smart and she
Oh.
listens.
first place.
Always, always,
Fast.
always.
She's officially top of the leaderboard for Q4.
Wait, I can't
Congrats.
see the ones that there we go. Oh, I came in sixth. Andrea, you weren't even top 6. What happened?
Nick's questions were inaccurate.
There was only
Oh.
one question. We can't blame it all on one question.
Uh,
I will
all
now be
right,
taking the fall.
congratulations, everybody.
That was all Nick's fault.
It's always Nick's fault.
Okay, so what we're gonna do now, I hope you guys do this, is to, turn your cameras on, get to know each other. We're gonna break out for just 10 minutes. You guys are gonna have about 6 people in each room and really get to know each other. Like look for that life-changing possibility that's available to you guys. All right. So Nick, send them away.
Please join the rooms.
Yes, and if you join the room, you will help make sure the rooms fill up, because some rooms end up with like 3 people and nothing ever happens by accident though, so go for it.
All right, all right. We got rooms of 4 to 6. I'll take it. That's good enough for me. Bye, recording.